we'll go through a day of pre-contest eating. I'm actually 9 days out from the Atlantic Coast Masters Pro. So this is as low as my calories will go for the entire season. We've got meal one. It is about 4:11 a.m. right now. So my cortisol levels woke me up. What we've got is, we've got some quick oats. We've got, so we'll go with 50 grams here. And we've got some peaches. I pre-cut those. So we'll throw these in this Tupperware dish. We've got about 150 grams of peaches. I go with different types of fruit here. It doesn't have to be peaches, sometimes apple, whatever. And we'll throw that in the microwave real quick. Then as far as the protein source goes, we've got turkey. We've got 6 ounces of turkey. That's been pre-cooked. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this on a non-stick pan with some green onions just to kind of spice it up a little bit. In prep, you tend to want to play with your food a little bit, and you've got a little bit more time. So I'll put mustard on that and some sort of steak seasoning or salt or whatever. And here I've got some instant coffee. I'm not much of a coffee drinker, but in the pre-contest, you tend to want to consume stuff, so that's part of it. And then the other part is there may be a little bit of a fat burning effect that will be created by the caffeine. So then I put cinnamon on stuff. I'll probably be on the oatmeal, and then stevia. I'll sweeten the coffee with that. As far as my water consumption is concerned for the day, we're looking at about 4.5 to 5 liters. The way I configure my water in my refrigerator is to just count out 9 or 10 water bottles and have them sitting in there waiting for me, so that throughout the day it kind of makes it easier as far as counting is concerned. I just look in there and see how many I have left. So as far as calories for this meal, we're looking at about 428, about 47 carbs, 49 grams of protein, and a little over 3 grams of fat. So that is meal one, and after that, I'll probably take a nap and then eat one more meal before I head to work. So here we are for meal two. It's a little bit before 8 a.m. We've got 6 ounces of chicken, uncooked this time. We've got some asparagus that started out frozen, and I think that's about 160 grams or so. I've already put that in the microwave for 4 minutes. We'll season it a little bit. Plug for Country Boys. It's a local sausage and other stuff place here. I like the seasoning. And we've got some onions, bell peppers that we're gonna put in there with that chicken. And then we've got some strawberries, about 2 cups. Started out really frozen. We'll probably put them in the microwave for a little bit longer, make it a little bit easier to eat. Coffee, still in the plan. There's a possibility with a couple of stevia. So once again, very similar. The chicken is tenderloin, so it's about as lean as I can find. I do cook in bulk sometimes, so I've got a George Foreman grill that I cook the rest of the package in, and this is just since I am home and I have the opportunity, I will cook that by itself. So for meal 2, as far as the totals, we've got 360 calories, about 33, 34 carbs, and 46 grams of protein, and a little bit over 2 grams of fat. So that is meal 2. I'll consume that, and then I will pack a meal for the gym, for work, and consume it there, and then we'll be back here. This is meal 3. It's about 11:15, and I packed most of this, or I packed it, put it in the microwave here. We've got about 6 ounces of 96.4 lean ground beef, a little bit of onion in there, 150 grams of sweet potato. We're gonna throw some relish in here. And then a little bit of sauerkraut. Sweet potatoes, I just diced them up or sliced them pretty thin, just to get them down easier. So that's what this looks like. I think we're looking at about 390 calories, a little over 40 grams of protein, a little under 40 grams of carbs, and maybe around 6 grams of fat. We are back with the pre-workout meal. It is about 2:28 p.m. We've got a leg workout at around 5. This, again, similar to this morning, 6 ounces of turkey. We've already preheated this skillet. Throw that in there, chop that up. I've got the other on the Foreman grill. We've got some pre-cooked rice here, so we're gonna throw that in the microwave. This is 200 grams of jasmine rice. We've got about a cup or just a whole grapefruit. I don't really measure my fruit as far as being that precise with stuff. We'll use mustard again, and we will wash it down with some water. And again, Country Boys all-purpose seasoning. Maybe I can get some sponsorship. With my rice, I really don't have a go-to as far as, I did jasmine for a long time, I just did white for a long time, I did basmati. I've been doing basmati most of this year, so it just, if you eat enough rice, you probably are going to get pretty tired of it. So just kind of choose what you want. I'd stay away from brown rice, especially in the off season. Pre-contest, maybe not, but it just ends up being a little more filling. And if you're trying to stuff down more rice, filling's not what you want. And as far as this, the calories are concerned here, I think we're a little bit under 500 calories, so about 498 calories. We've got about 69 grams of carbs, 48 grams of protein, and a whopping less than 2 grams of fat. So I want I don't really want it to stick with me too much. I'm trying to, while I'm working out. So that's the reason we've got low fiber here. I didn't put any onions or anything like that in it. And that's the reason it's low fat, is that I want to be pretty light for my workout. And, you know, that's just what I'm comfortable with. Depending on how far out from your workout you are, you may want to add some fats in there, depending on where you are, off season and pre-contest. That totally makes sense. It's a lot about tolerance, and it's just what I've been doing for most of my bodybuilding career. So, you know, you can go cream of rice, stuff like that. I mean, you can just go way, you know, if you were doing, say, 30 minutes or something like that, before your workout, it might make sense that it's cream of rice and a whey or something like that. But I'll be, we don't work out for a while now, so I'll probably take a nap, then we'll work legs, and hopefully we'll film that. And then I'll be back here for my post-workout meal. It is 7:43 p.m. now. This is my post-workout meal. We're gonna try a little experiment here. So we've got cream of rice, equal parts equal cream of rice with about 37 grams or so. So we've got rice and grinds version, ground sugar and cinnamon. And over here we got Elevate. I've never even tried it before, but I thought I'd experiment with it. So they're maple and brown sugar, so close. And so now we're going to add a little bit of water. And we'll stir these up. So about 75 grams total. Then we're going to add a scoop of whey protein to each one of them. We'll also add some collagen to each. Then, because the protein is coffee flavored, we'll add a little bit of decaffeinated coffee as well, just for flavor. And we'll throw some cinnamon in there with it as well. And then top it with a banana. As far as my critique between the rice and grinds just by ingredients, is that the rice and grinds really tries to limit their iron, which I would say most of us bodybuilders at this level probably should reduce iron or make sure. So guys getting the fortified rice and stuff like that, probably not the greatest idea. Most of us have relatively thick blood as it is. More iron, probably not a good idea. So with Elevate, they don't seem to pay as much attention to keeping those iron levels low. So that would be really the only thing that I would look at just right off the bat that makes me a little hesitant. But they're cheaper. I think they're a little bit cheaper than Pride. And when you start to go through as much of this as we'd probably like to, it gets a little expensive. So we can cut some costs. But if it ends up that Pride's just better, well, that's the one we're going to go with. Deep into a prep. tend to want to eat more stuff, but then in the off season, a lot of this post-workout was drunk. But now, seems like chewing things is a better idea. Bulk supplements is where I got the collagen from, bovine collagen. I'm not sold that that's going to make the collagen in my body better or help with building, but there's some literature out there that shows that it does, and it's not a super expensive item. So until definitive research that shows that it's not that beneficial, then I'll probably keep using it. But don't stress out if you don't have it in your diet. That's our finished product. After we put some cinnamon on it, I think it's a finished product. So what we got here, also there's about 10 grams of collagen is what I put. So we've got 575 calories or so, about 52 grams of protein, give or take, and about 71 carbs, and then a little over 4 grams of fat. So I'm going to do a taste test, and you'll have to stay tuned for the last meal of the night to see what I thought was better and why. It is 11:20 p.m. I stretched my 2 meals a little farther apart than I wanted to. Went close to hypo there for a second. But here we are, final meal. We've got some kale, about as much kale as I can fit on that plate. Some onions and some bell peppers. 6 ounces of chicken that's been pre-cooked. So we're going to go ahead and throw that in a skillet like we've been doing. I've got a balsamic vinaigrette that I use on top of here. I'd say it's 2 tablespoons, but I used more than 2 tablespoons. And also, I don't measure this either, flaxseed. I just throw it on there. I used to measure it, but I don't even know. Let's go ahead and throw these in here, and we will talk about the Pride versus Elevate rice, creamy rice, rice and grinds, whatever they want to call them. So after looking at it, these two, the serving size is different. So you're actually paying slightly more for the Elevate. But, and when I say slightly more, it's like they're almost the same exact price, but a little bit more. And the creamy rice was actually slightly creamier, but the taste really is not much different at all. So I don't think there's a good case to necessarily switch. You can try either one, see how it goes, but not much difference. And as far as the iron is concerned, it's a little different. We're using a little more iron, but it's not a lot. To clarify, this is a workout day, so a non-workout day, I would eat slightly less, wouldn't have the pre and post workout meals exactly. The other meals would be pretty much exact, or very, very close. Down to a bottle of water left. So it's 6 ounces of tenderloin here. The onion, I count the onion only on one meal. One of the meals I put half a cup of onion. I probably don't use half a cup of onion on that meal. So it's a little overestimation through the day. I'm probably using somewhere close to a cup, especially if I'm able to prepare it at home like this. When I'm at the gym, I won't do that. I'll just pop it in the microwave and put some seasoning on it though. So as far as the breakdown for this meal, we've got about 330 calories. We are low with the carbohydrates, only about 10 carbs here. 45 grams of protein, and the fat is a little under 14 grams. We've got the purpose of the flax is the N3 fatty acids, but then also the N6, N9s, all that. Because I don't eat cold water fish or anything like that, so that's pretty much where I'm going to be getting a lot of my omega-3s from. So for the day, the entire day, our totals are about 2,600 calories, 267 grams of carbohydrates, but 281 grams of protein, and 31 grams of fat. So that is a wrap on the day, the night,